Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily, Thursday Thoughts, the live Q&A, a chance to ask me anything you want. Of course, on a Thursday, what I look to do is just try and share a bit of information, allow you guys to pick my brains, and hopefully pass on some of the knowledge and experience I've got around some of the subjects I talk about on DOdaily. If you want to get involved, please do. Love to sort of interact with the comments and get some responses to anything that's said throughout. Please, of course, like the episode at any point. It takes 2 seconds, just down there somewhere, I think. And of course, if you're new to the channel, it'd be amazing if you could subscribe. Really, really appreciate everybody that subscribed recently. If you're not fully aware how Thursdays work, tend to stick to the same format, go through some of last week's throwback questions, go through the questions I've received this week, or some of them at least, and try and give people feedback on whatever's been on their mind, and then we finish with another feedback. Of course, what I always do is start by just sort of checking in with how I'm feeling after getting the part one vlog out, where that's all about the weekend and what I was doing there, and really enjoy those. But it's been a couple of days since I've kind of said anything live or in person on DOdaily. So I always like to check in again on a Thursday. Of course, that's one of the real reasons for DOdaily. It's just a regular check-in of how I'm feeling, my personal vlog. Try to encourage a bit of health and well-being, a bit of activity, making the most, being positive, all those words I always use. But it's, like I say, it's a great check-in as well. It works for me. It's brilliant when I'm not feeling fantastic or when I'm feeling great, just to keep reminding myself of the things I need to do. So it's just a bit of light-hearted, sort of a light-hearted way of checking in on mental health. It's nothing to be scared of, nothing to be offended by. It's just where we're at. And if I'm really honest today, I've just felt a little bit overwhelmed with a couple of situations. Absolutely fine, absolutely buzzing. If you watch the Tuesday episode, the biggest thing that's got me going this week is Forest getting to Wembley and the excitement of that. Really, really lucky to get my ticket today. Really chuffed with that, pleased, and grateful to those that made that happen. So that's amazing, but just feeling a little bit overwhelmed because of the football and everything I've had to do. I talk about being tired and trying to find ways to make things work for us. Just feeling really, really tired. Missed a lot of sleep, and I realised the importance, of course, trying to encourage people to do things a little bit better. I've got to heed a little bit of my own advice and find a bit of rest somewhere and a bit of time out. Of course, I do that on Friday morning. We wake up to walk. Which is a great chance for me to just sort of reflect on everything, ponder a little bit. And whilst it's an early start, it's an opportunity for me to sort of come to terms with the week and think how it can sort of work for me. I'm hoping this weekend that's all going to come back to me a little bit. Not got that many plans. I tend to say that my weekends are quite busy in comparison to most, but in terms of what I've been doing recently, going to football matches, getting my part one vlogs in, having to edit and do that, and then the running clubs on Sunday and all the good spirit, meaning I want to indulge that little bit extra. Like I say, it's just caught up with me a little bit, but this weekend pretty free, so hoping it just puts me in good stead for next weekend, the big playoff final and a chance to go to Wembley for the first time in 30 years. Really, really excited about that. Can't wait for it. It's going to add so much to what we do. But just for the time being, like I said, just feeling a little bit tired. Anybody who watched the vlog on Tuesday after the game will know that I explained it then, I'll explain it again now. I don't like to sort of overload with football because this is about all sorts of different situations. Whilst I'm encouraging running and mental health, it's about the bigger picture of everyday life and how we can relate things in. But it is important to me, and anybody who watched on Tuesday will know I was fitting it in late, fitting it in after, and I thought it was important to do it after. I could have easily done it before, but I wanted to get some sort of real feeling, real sort of emotion out. brilliant response to that. You know, I was really tired. I felt my thought processes weren't quite there, but people said it was just raw and real, and it was just sort of emotional in the way it is. Great viewing figures, you know, and people have responded to it. So I really do appreciate that. But like I say, I've just kind of felt a little bit tired since, but still absolutely buzzing. You know, trying to do what I can, fit it in. It's a case of that, but it's not detracting me too much. You know, I've still got lots of things to do and lots of things to enjoy. And I'm having to make a choice on one or two things. But that's important sometimes, isn't it? We just got to make a choice of what we do and almost get the important things in. One thing that has suffered a little bit, you know, after last week when I was absolutely flying with my running, you know, is my own levels of activity. Today I got in a bit of a sleep, and it meant that I didn't take part because I'd woke up too late and that kind of thing. So it just got to be conscious of that and get building on that. It's something over the weekend that I'm really looking to sort of get back to and get on top of. Last week I was absolutely flying with it. Felt great about the part one. Getting the part one vlog out was a big lift for me as well. Not done one of those for a couple of weeks. Check back on yesterday's Wednesday workout. Another hilly Sheffield part one, but good fun. You know, really enjoyed putting it together. One of the reasons I was up late last night, I needed a bit of a nap this afternoon, but so glad to get it out. I love the part one vlogs. Always get a good response to those as well. So do check that out. Just a little bit of a light-hearted fun of how I get in my Saturday activity, you know, and just following myself and whoever's joining me on any given week around what we're doing, just a vlog there to check out. So yeah, in the main, I'm feeling great, you know, excited about the football, just a little bit tired, and it just made me feel a bit under the weather, I guess, but you know, that's not taking anything away from the bigger picture and what we're going to work to. What I will say about the activity, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be at that point of 17 weeks to the London Marathon. So it's absolutely sort of do or die time with that. It's now or never almost. So I'll be kicking in hard to some sort of training plan. You know, that's about how long it takes to get yourself ready. And whilst I've got a level of fitness, you know, a base level of fitness, it's not as good as it has been in the past. So I've really got to work hard with an event in a couple of weeks. From this weekend, like I say, having this time, I'll get another part one in, get a slightly longer run in on Sunday, and I'll be sort of back on top form for next week. And that's what I want, isn't it, with everything next week's got in store. So really looking forward to that. Kay's just left a comment there. We're running out of weeks to say we'll start next week. Absolutely. So it's do or die time, you know, and sometimes we need that, don't we? We need that point. As much as I encourage good habits and routine and behaviour, a lot of these things that have happened recently, all this football thing and everything else, I'm not going to not do it. You know, I'm not going to not do it, but it does distract us from what we're doing. So it's great to have some sort of time structure in as well, and realise that now is time to go. But of course, there'll be lots of things over the summer as well to distract us from that. But it's time just to keep working harder, to keep doing it and keep doing what we have to do. But yeah, in the main, feel really sort of good about what I'm doing. Really enjoyed the running last week, feeling good about it when I do it, the part one vlog, the football, and looking forward to everything that's coming. So if you want to get involved in anything tonight, please do drop us a comment. One or two coming in, I'll read out. Of course, the social media links are scrolling across the bottom. Please follow DOdaily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Like I say, if you've got anything to add to anything I say, please drop that. I'm just trying to be positive and enthusiastic, even when it's not quite 100%, you know, we've got to sort of dig in and make it a better place. And that's all I'm trying to do for those looking in, and just try and make you feel better if you're not feeling 100%. If you are, it's a chance to sort of just expand on it. So getting into sort of last week's throwback, and it's good. I've spoke about some of it already, was what's your favourite DOdaily episode. I kind of did this for a couple of reasons. Of course, to let people know what what I kind of do here, the different daily motivations to help people understand. Lots of new subscribers recently, and of course for myself to find out what people enjoy, what works, what I can do a little bit more of if I need to do, sorry, to help people sort of get a better experience from what I'm doing. So, and of course, just to sort of inspire each other and get people looking in. I know there's people who watch the live session because they like the live sessions. Some people like the part one vlogs. Just to run through a few of those. Ez says, I enjoy your part one episodes especially. Again, I love doing them. Absolutely love getting the vlogs in. They're really difficult in reality, trying to run the logistics of them, trying to talk, particularly being not quite as fit as I used to be. But once I've put them all together and put them out, I'm really pleased with how they do come out and how they show the time we've had. Like I mentioned that one already yesterday, just showing that we was having a bit of fun. There was no real sort of plan to it or anything, but it was just good fun, and then we had something to look forward to after. On the back of that, Ian's made a comment. Great Graves part one vlog yesterday. The part one was tough, absolutely was. Do check out that. Thanks for the comment, Ian. Dawn says, I love Wake Up to Walk. I see parts of Nottingham I didn't know existed. Again, another one. I'm trying to vlog a Friday morning now, the walking part of it, trying to show that whilst I'm encouraging activity. You might be a runner, you might be a walker if you don't do anything. Walking's a great option, and just showing different places. I'm enjoying my experience getting up early. I'm not the best at getting up, so with the thought of getting somewhere new and enjoying walking, which is something I do get a lot of fun, it's brilliant for me as well. But again, I try and explain where I am, what I'm doing, and of course the reasons I'm doing it, which is probably the most important thing. But it's always great to add a different angle to it. So thanks for that, Dawn. Kay says she likes Monday motivation to get me set up for a week. Of course, what I do on a Monday is just try and sort of use something that's inspired me just to talk openly and honestly. Sometimes it's better than others, it depends how I'm feeling, I guess, at times, and just trying to sort of help people sort of be positive going into the week and let them know what's available, and sort of work on the negatives if they've been there, or thrive off what's going to happen. Like I said, I'm looking forward to all the things going forward. So I could be sort of fed up with the difficult couple of days I've had, the tiredness, I could let it get to me, or I can look forward, and that's all I try and do on a Monday. And I've kind of explained that already, looking forward to the next week or so. Simon says, I always try to make sure I'm watching the live episode because I like to join in. That's great as well, isn't it? Please do comment if you're watching today. Probably not be now I've said that. But it'd be great to know. It's always great when people join in. I love the interaction. It's absolutely amazing. The live episodes have been fantastic in the last couple of weeks, and it gives me a great opportunity to explain what it's about and people to sort of ask me things and get whatever they need from it. Because Thursdays, it's just a blank page, really. Apart from the fact we put these questions on just before I come on and get it all set up. It's a blank page where I'll just discuss anything, whatever people want to know. It's just great sometimes to be that sort of place where people can reach out. I spoke a lot last week about loneliness. Check out that episode and things I did last week if that's something you're experiencing at the moment. But I spoke about being in a lonely place and how we can try and help. And again, there might be people out there who just need this kind of conversation. It's brilliant. I've got my a fan there. There's only one DOdaily. Thanks, Kieran. Really appreciate you chipping in and watching today. So again, like I say, it's just a great opportunity the Thursdays to get involved, ask questions, get a bit of feedback. If you really want to, come on and speak to me. That's all it's about. It's absolutely open, but a place where you can just feel at ease with whatever you're thinking. And John says, I've sometimes used Wake Up to Walk for ideas about where to go at the weekend. I find it really inspiring. Yeah, and that's all it's meant to be. Whilst I'm not telling anybody what to do, it's just a little bit of encouragement to use the mornings. I know when I get up early, it really helps me. I've mentioned for some of the reasons just before then, just sort of getting to new places. It just keeps you focused on what you're doing. Last week, I kind of got halfway through the walk and I didn't realize I'd walked so far, because I'm looking at new things and seeing, sort of concentrating on where I'm going and thinking about the week. Time just passes. And of course, for the activity, the levels of activity are important as well, aren't they? Just to keep us fit and healthy. And, when we do indulge a little bit too much, just to sort of keep control of things. And it's great in that sense. It's brilliant. I know a few people have said that, they've have commented on the wake up to walks and said I've got them to go out on the bike. Some guy in Skegness, Paul from Skegness, basically said he went for a bike ride along the seafront. And again, that's all I want to do, because sometimes it takes me seeing something on social media, or somebody will tell me there's something they've done, and I think I need to go out for a run now. And if that's what it takes, whatever it takes sometimes, because we have to dig deep for motivation. I feel like I can be the most motivated person in the world when I get going, but I'm not always great at getting going. So it's just that spark that gets us going. And again, sort of harping back to what I was saying about Monday motivation, if it's just some words or something somebody else has done, it can be just a tonic to get us there. Kieran's back in. No worries, I'm in block 125 at Wembley. Hope you're not too far away from me, mate. Come back to that. I thought there would be. There's a football question in there today. And again, in this week of all weeks, why wouldn't there be? It's definitely part. And I know there's a lot of football fans that follow, and I'm grateful for that support as well. So thanks for that feedback. There was lots more to go through. Like I say, all sorts of different variations. I think every day got mentioned at some point. I know how much some work compared to others. Tuesdays tend to be a bit quiet when I'm just talking. Again, it's another check-in, trying to build on whatever I've said on a Monday, trying to expand on it a little bit, and almost start encouraging a little bit more activity as the week goes on. Tends to be a quiet day, but somebody somewhere will get so much from that, and it's almost a free hit for me to talk about whatever's on my mind. So I enjoy it, and it's probably those people will familiarise with the part one vlog and the live episode and the wake up to walk and the Monday motivation. But for me, I love that Tuesday thing, because it's just giving me that sort of ease. And this week, it's been one of my most viewed it's not one of my most viewed vlogs, but it was quickly sort of built the numbers, and people have commented saying how real and raw it was. And that's a compliment. I don't see that as a criticism, because that's what I want it to be. I want it to be sort of just showing exactly what I'm all about, and how I like to enjoy things and make the most of things, even when I'm tired, wandering around at nearly midnight and half asleep doing it, But if that's where I'm at that given time, that's where I'm at, isn't it? So again, check out anything throughout the week. Once again, thank you for that feedback. We'll crack on with the questions. Got a few to go at. Bit of a variation as usual. First question is from David. What is the thing you're looking forward to most about going to watch Forest at Wembley? Everything. Before getting to that, Kieran did make that comment there about block 125. I think that's quite near the front, isn't it, Kieran? I think that's in the lower tiers. I'm actually in the upper tier. I think it's block 529. It seems to be the thing today. All these Forest fans are posting where they're sat. So, whilst didn't quite work out in terms of all the people I wanted to sit with, slightly disappointed about that, but it is what it is. I'd rather be going full stop than not going at all. So it'd been great to spend it, but because Wembley's such a big place, I can arrange to meet people. I'll be doing a little bit of work around it as well. Some interviewing I do. I've spoke about this a few times on DOdaily. Kind of picked up through sort of building contacts through DOdaily and getting to do different things. I'll be interviewing people at Wembley on Wembley Way. That'll be kind of a brilliant experience, won't it? Even in the first sort of few months of doing that kind of thing, it'll be great for me to go and speak to people and get that feeling, and encourage people to come and speak to me if they want to. That'll be fantastic. So looking forward to that side of it. But the biggest thing, of course, is the game. I've said this week. I've invested so much time, effort, money, emotion into football. Not everybody's going to get that. Do you know, I appreciate that. But having done that, do you know, these are the times we live for. The 90 minutes. It's all about watching football for me. Absolutely. Kind of consider myself a little bit of a student of the game. I try and sort of watch it deep. Some people love to go and just sort of thrive off the result and the atmosphere and things like that. Whilst I love all that, don't get me wrong, I love the banter, I love the camaraderie, and it's only building with what I just said about the interviewing and meeting new people. I love to watch the football as well. Do you know that? Do you know, really sort of think about it, get deep into it, and then make my own mind up about performance and how it all panned out and evaluate it in that sense. So, yeah, looking forward to the 90 minutes. And most of all, if they get promoted, you know, after 23 years, just the sense of achievement for Forest, you know, the sense of the pride feeling we'll have as being Forest fans, and all the accolade that brings, and Nottingham again being a place where what's on the map and people are aware of it. I just think there's so much riding on this, and I genuinely believe it's Forest time, and the knock-on effect it'll have around the city and around the things I do. I'm fortunate to live within 150 yards of the city ground, and all my life following football, following cricket, running around the River Trent. The running club's based literally next to the football club, the running club that I do here in Nottingham. I put so much time into, so it'll just create a real buzz, you know. And next week, I imagine it's been the same already. Today, around the ground, I've seen flags and people selling Wembley merchandise, and again, it just takes it to that next level. So really looking forward to all that. Just going back to Kieran's comment there, what I will say is, be great to meet up, mate, and just say hello. If anybody wants to do that, like I say, I've got my pitch football work to do. Just drop in a few, sort of create a bit of content for them, so I can sort of have a little bit of fun with that. I get a bit of a free license, so that's all great stuff as well. So whilst we're not in the same place, Wembley Way is a big place and a great place to meet up for photos and things like that. And Dawn says here, I'd say walking down Wembley Way, there's no sight quite like it. There isn't, you know. And since I was last there, it was a special place with the Twin Towers back in the day. Show my age now. I last went in 1992. Since I was last there, it was iconic, of course, the Twin Towers. But now you kind of come out of Wembley Park Station and down the steps, and there's a massive sign, and then you go under that, and you just see this amazing stadium. I have actually been there at other times, but Wembley Way is a brilliant place, and you get like for all the reasons I just said, fans congregating and excited. If it don't quite work out, it's a long walk back to Wembley Park, but there you go. We don't need to be too concerned about that, especially at this point. So yeah, thanks for the question, David. I'm sure there'll be lots of football chatter over the next week. It's gonna be part of it, isn't it? And really appreciate you getting involved. Come on, you Reds. Michelle says, have you noticed the difference in your runs now the weather is warming up? To be honest, I have. You know, whilst I do talk a lot in the winter about enjoying running in the rain and finding it a little bit easier in the cold, I tend to think my fitness always improves when the weather picks up. You can't quite see it from the camera. I'm not an athlete. I don't carry. I'm not stick thin. Carry a little bit of weight, so it is a bit tough in the summer. But I think that's what helps me lose a bit of weight. Tend to lose a lot more weight in the summer than I do in the winter. So the heat is difficult, but for some reason it seems to help me. And of course, at times it's a lot easier to get motivated, isn't it? It's easier to get up in the morning. That's the first thing I find. For all the times I've spoken about the difficulties in getting up, I find it a lot easier to get up in the morning in the summer. That kind of makes sense anyway. But, you know, if you've got the thought of activity to go out and do, like wake up to walk or going out for a run, it's a lot easier when it's not -5. So, and after last week, when I got out, some really hot, tough ones, But what I noticed, and again, I kind of aware of this in the past, but not thought of it in this sense, is the endorphins really did get flowing. You know, I really felt good for what I'd done and felt better and felt like I was back on it. Whilst I've not had a particularly great this week because of the way I felt in terms of the activity, you know, I feel like I'm kind of in the zone again. And that might sound ridiculous for those around me who are looking at me being tired and not taking part in activity. But I feel like I'm ready to go, you know, and it's a great feeling when you've got that as somebody who enjoys activity, who enjoys the benefit, because it's not always there. I spoke about that a lot a couple of weeks ago. Sort of runners high. There's an episode there on that where sometimes you just go out and feel it. And I know I'm almost there. I know once I beat this sort of busy period and tight couple of days that I can really set about it and get stuck into that plan. Like we said right at the start, myself and Kay said it's now or never. And speaking of Kay, she's made a comment there. I really noticed the heat on Saturday morning. Absolutely. Just going back slightly to the last question, I'm taking my nephew for the first time to Wembley, and we can't wait. Well, again, you know, knowing Ian, knowing his nephew, I went to Wembley a lot at his age. It's a special place, you know. I remember walking up those steps at the old stadium and looking at it and just going, wow, you know, absolutely wow. There's nothing like it. And now it's probably, well, it is even better. There's not a bad view in the place, but I could get back onto football. I'm sure I will do at lots of points. But in terms of this question, have you noticed a difference in your runs now the weather is warming up? Absolutely. I think it's improving. It's hard. I feel it. You know, it feels like it's harder than the others. But generally, I run better when it's warmer. I think the muscles obviously don't take as long to warm up and get going. And again, the motivation's there. And sometimes when I do find it tough, I find myself running a little bit faster to get it done with. You know, it's probably the easiest way to get it finished, isn't it? It's not always the easiest thing to do, mind. And Dawn has just said the sun was hot around the river tonight. Was tough. It was. I walked. I had a coaching session. For those that don't know, here in Nottingham, on the back of DOdaily as a YouTube channel, I do some sort of boot camp running sessions, which are not easy. And of course, tonight, well, I do them on a Thursday before I come on, and Dawn was part of that. And it is really, really warm out there. So well done. Thanks for the question, though. I'm sure, again, as the summer builds up and we're talking about activity, I'm getting back into my marathon training. There'll be lots of focus around that. Having done this for a couple of years, it kind of goes in a cycle. But again, DOdaily is a great way of just keep reminding people of the same messages, because it's when we're not feeling so good or lacking a little bit of motivation that we just tend to forget or just let it slip out of our mind, and we just need that pick me up sometimes, that little bit of inspiration to get going. Question 3, when you're not filming DOdaily in the evenings, what do you spend your time doing? This is from Wayne. Great question, that, because again, it might just sort of throw some light on where I'm at and what I do. You know, I've mentioned this week being tired, and sort of people might think, well, what are you doing? I'll kind of start by answering that in the sense that I've got a quite nice work-life balance. I work part-time, and then I look to do running in the afternoons and attend meetings or talk to people about whatever I need to do. They do all the admin around it. But do running essentially is my evenings, because on a Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday evening, I do running groups or the coaching session I mentioned before. And then on a Sunday morning, I do a coaching session, then a running group. So it takes up a lot of my time. While some people might see me free in the afternoons, it's not like I'm sat back doing absolute nothing. If I am sat back and doing nothing, it's almost like my evening in the middle of the day. So I tend to be busy around running clubs, particularly on those days, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Mondays, I try and get a long walk in. I always try and start the week with a long walk, just to really sort of just just to get myself going. Sometimes I put a run on top of that as well. I'm going to have to start doing that. But I'll do a walk in the afternoon and then get a run in and try and just finish that little bit earlier. Because again, because of the running clubs, it's really hard to fit everything in. Tea sometimes is far, far too late. I won't sort of advocate that, but we eat it at a ridiculous hour sometimes. So it's just the way it is. You know, people work, people have got busy lives. So if you want to put on running clubs and encourage people to take part, you know, you've got to do it when there's a need for it. And that's kind of the way it is. On a Friday, if things aren't too busy, I do like to finish work at lunchtime and not do a great deal. Because again, I'm up on Saturday morning doing the vlog. So whilst I'm enjoying the part run, I'm working on top of that. So it's all centered around that. And of course, going to football, enjoying my football, cricket, you know, I have to fit it in because that's what I enjoy. That's what I really love. It just makes for a really, really busy time sometimes. And of course, my own activity. So whilst I do all these running clubs and the admin and meetings and things around it, I try and get out for a run. And sometimes, like this evening, you know, it's just not happened because for one reason or another, I might have something else to do. Or last night I had a meeting about Wembley tickets, as it was, whilst the running group was running. And I don't like that. You know, that's something I really, really don't like. These running groups are important to me to encourage people. But the best way I can do that is almost be the example and get out there and run. But not just for that, just for me to be fit, to be ready for the things that I'm looking forward to, the big events, the Great North Run, Robin Hood Half Marathon here in Nottingham, and of course the London Marathon. But sometimes being the kind of person I am, wanting to support and help others, it's that goes out the window, and I've got to find that balance of making it work. But it's great being busy. I'm not complaining. I'd never complain about being busy. I do talk about being busy, but I'm not complaining because, as I've stated so many times, it's tough when you're not busy and you've got nothing to do, and it kind of feels like a horrible, lonely place. So that's a great question there. I really, really enjoyed that. It just sort of shed some light on how things work. I do a bit of research once everything's settled down. You know, I tend to watch YouTube videos quite late into the night, probably when I should be in bed. It's about research for the coaching, you know, research into trying to make my YouTube output a little bit better. So it's kind of never stopped, but that's fantastic. And watch football, watch TV, but not a massive amount of TV. It tends to be something I don't see. I try to watch my live sport because it's what I love, but you know, that's just the way it is. Whilst you're doing something, whilst you're active, you know, you can't complain, can you? Just sort of going back, just a comment here, or another question even. Des, this is from James, Des, do you do hill runs? I don't know if this is related to the coaching I'm talking about. Part of the DOdaily coaching I do here in Nottingham, sort of privately, is really tough hill sessions, sprint sessions, stuff to get people out of the comfort zone. Whilst it's available to absolutely anybody, and it's all relative to the individual. You know, there's people who have just started doing it. There's people who can run lots and lots of miles doing it, and everything in between. We work on all those things, and the running groups. We have different routes, and people look to introduce hills and get together, and I'll, like I say, create routes and encourage people to do different things. All that's free and available, and people can just turn up. But the coaching sessions, we take it that step harder. I always say to the guys, quite hard on them, not in a horrible way, but we're there to work hard. That's what it's all about. That's what they sort of pay to do. It's a nice way of doing it. It's relatively cheap compared to any sort of other personal coaching, but we're there to work hard. And those that can't make it at any given time, I just say we're focusing on who is there, you know, because it's about working. And again, it's about tough sessions, really, really tough sessions. But they're the best ones. They're the best ones. Like I said, that's if it's in relation to the DOdaily, but it doesn't harm for me to put out the message about what we do here. But if you just mean in general, I love to do hills. They don't frighten me. Unfortunately, where we live, when I started running, when I was super fit, I lived in Mapley Park, an area in Nottingham that's known for its hills, some of the steepest hills you will ever find. And I got really fit running up those. I used to turn right out the gate and just run up a hill for a mile. Made me super fit, made me the fittest I'd been, got smashed all my PBs. It's great for building strength and sort of trying to get, it's hard work doing it and you don't get the instant rewards. But if you want a PB ultimately, or you want to improve on your sprint work and things like that, hills create strength. But around the Trent where I live, it's really flat. It can make you a little bit lazy in that sense. Not lazy, getting out for a 5k run around the flat, beautiful Trent route we've got. Still a 5k run, it's still hard work, but you can tend to sort of think, well, I'll do that instead of head to the hills. But when I'm really into my training, I'll make sure I go and find them, slog them out, drag myself up them. And again, it's just about understanding the bigger picture. Just having this conversation with the guys earlier about sort of reintroducing them. We've done a period on sprint work, so I'm hoping that's gave them sort of the fitness and the uncomfortable feeling, that you get from being slightly less fit than you want to be. But then once you sort of go and do the hill work and the strength training, they'll go back to the sprint work and they'll absolutely smash it. It works, it happens. It's been a great success to do daily coaching I do here. I'm really proud of what I've done there, and I'm really proud of the guys that take part. And Dawn's back again, who does take part. The hill runs from the coaching have made me a stronger runner. Just sort of adding to the point I made there, that is really, really sort of useful. And Dawn herself has come a long way in that sense. She's only been running for a couple of years, but come such a long way on the back of the sort of consistency of doing those tougher sessions. Whilst the Do Running group is about people going out there and having a bit of fun and working hard, don't get me wrong, still got to work hard in those. It's still, but again, we're just looking to add that little bit more accountability in that. So thanks for that additional question there. Really appreciate that. And that is the questions today, guys. Really appreciate people tuning in and watching. Really appreciate all the feedback to the throwback and then those questions. Keep them coming. If you want to send me anything, please email des@dorunning.org.uk. As ever, I keep saying this now, but I'm getting lots of emails about how people are feeling and experience they've had. And whilst, of course, for your sakes, I wish I didn't have that. It's absolutely amazing to be able to create some conversation around it, respond to them, offer my opinion and advice, and people are saying thank you and appreciating it. And that's an amazing feeling for me. I won't lie to you. That's an absolutely amazing feel to know that people get something from what I'm doing. I know it's raw. I'm not being down on myself. I'll get told off as soon as I go downstairs. Oh, don't put yourself down. I know it's raw. I know it's a bit bitty-piecey at times. But I said on Tuesday, it's just where I'm at any given point. And if it just helps somebody understand that this is real, we only do it once. We can only try and help and support and encourage each other. And if that happens, it's just about sort of realizing it and knowing that we've made a difference. And when I get those emails, it does so much for my confidence. It makes me feel fantastic. So please, if you want to, please do get in touch. I really do appreciate it. And all the comments that come across. If you've got any questions for next week, pop them in the comments here. Any of the videos throughout the week, email. If you don't want your name attaching to it, just drop us an email. I promise. I know to be anonymous. I couldn't think of the word I wanted to use there, but again, just another show. It's real. Couple of comments to sort of on the back of that. I have such a love-hate relationship with Do Daily Hill sessions. I think we all do, but there you go. Okay. And Peter says, another great video, Des. Thank you. Well done, mate. And again, thank you for watching, Peter. Really appreciate it. It's just great to be able to do this. I don't know where I found this will to get on here every day and speak so openly and honestly and try and sort of piece it all together and understand. But it definitely helps me. And like I say, I hope it helps you guys. So if you've got anything to send me, absolutely anything, lots of emails and messages through social media. All the social media is going across there. Contact me on my own personal social media. You'll find me. I just use my name. I don't hide behind any sort of silly name or silly picture. It's just me being me, because I think if you've watched it long enough now, you'll understand that's what it is. And of course, please do respond to this week's throwback question. We always end with one of these, just looking to try and help people understand why it might be working for them, why it might not be working for them, try and inspire them, just to pick up little bits of information, as we always do. Do you find yourself more motivated in good weather, or are you more tempted to relax and enjoy it? Again, I'm finding it's a bit of a balance. When I do get out there, I love it, but you kind of love the thought of not doing it and sitting down and enjoying the sunshine. So you just got to find that balance. I'm sure in the coming weeks, as the heat really picks up, I'll be talking a lot more about how to cope in the summer with activity and things like that. The walking, the importance of getting up first thing in the morning. A Friday morning nicely leads me into the next episode, which is wake up to walk. At times it can be a bit cooler, whereas in the winter it's hard to get motivated at that time. It can be easy to jump out of bed, because if you do your activity, it's a lot cooler. So perhaps I'll discuss that a bit further in the morning, as well as continuing my journey along the Knox Clock Walk 60. It'll be week 4, and I will get the name right soon. But Knox Clock Walk 60, another 10k walk in store. So I've got to be up particularly early to get back and get ready for work and attack the day in that sense. Hopefully after that, I can have a bit of downtime and catch up with 1 or 2 jobs, but in my own time. So looking forward to that. Once again, thank you to all the feedback. It's been great, again, having the interactions. It's great seeing a few more popping in, different names, and I really, really appreciate it. Have a great evening, guys. Do what you have to do. Keep those comments coming, and I'll see you in the morning. Wake up to walk. Get up, get out, and make sure you're just doing it.